Hello and welcome to the Riverhawk Talk. This is now episode 3, I believe, and we're actually now using webcams because we found the looping background is a royal pain to make a video out of. So, Ava, would you like to introduce everyone who's here?
I would love to introduce everyone who's here. So, today we've got me, Ava, we've got Gabe, we've got Anne, we've got Ella, we've got Emma, we've got Diego, a special guest from, I forgot where you moved to. Where'd you move to? Washington, from Washington. We've got Leo, we've got Cameron, we've got Maya, we've got Zaid.
Hello, people.
We've got Mr. Polito, and we have another special guest, Miss Carson. She's a substitute teacher at Rio Norte, right? Yep. So that's who we've got for us today. It's gonna be fun.
So, as a bit of background, Diego, he was a former member of RioTV. He moved, I want to say, around third quarter or mid third quarter to Washington State. So he is now attending a new school. What's that like? What school are you going to?
Well, the school is called Timberline Middle School. It's in Redmond, Seattle. My perspective of what's happening right now is just pretty much stay at home and do what they tell you to do. But we don't do classes through Zoom. They send us things to do, but it's not graded. They just send us like documents to fill out, and then just they can see it through their own way.
Sounds good. Yeah. So what's the name of the school you're going to? Like,
it's just named Timberline Middle School. There's really
dang.
I love it.
So are they running their classes kind of like Rio Norte does, or are they offering any electives that we don't?
So they're really not doing anything. They're just expecting that this will be over soon. They're just sending us papers to fill out, and we just send them back to them through email. It's mostly just sit at home, do what they do, and do whatever you want, and it's pretty much it.
So your whole grade is basically just busy work.
Pretty much.
Well, that sounds thrilling. Yeah. So, what are their video production classes like there? Because from what I've seen from other schools, like even some high schools, Rio TV is among the better ones out there. So I want to see what your experience is at the new school.
So since I was in Real TV, it's the only video production class that I've ever been in, because here in Timberline, they don't have a video production class. They do their announcements through the comms in the start of the morning, and in my opinion, it's terrible because it makes no sense. You can barely hear them, and they haven't fixed anything about it past year. And this school opened first quarter of our school. So this is their first school year.
Oh, wow.
Wow. I can't think of any other questions. If anyone else has questions they want to ask them, go ahead.
How are you liking it?
Well, it's not that bad.
I miss you. It's sad. My buddy Diego.
How's the rain?
I love it. I've never missed it more than I already have.
You just missed a big stretch of rain here, though.
Yeah, that's true.
It rains here almost every day, so.
Lucky.
Yeah, this is like one
rain
of the few
and nice.
times. Yeah, we're finally getting rain out here, which you never see out here. But, like, I lived in Missouri for 10 years, and it rained almost every night. And then we move out here, and seeing rain, it's unheard of. It's like an alien force.
Exactly.
It's weird.
So, Gabriel, we do have another special guest with us, and rather than dwell too much on the weather, do you want to introduce our other special guest?
Yeah, might as well. We have Mrs. Carson. You might know her, or Miss Carson, not Mrs. You might know her from around Rio Norte. She has subbed for my team, Team Yukon, many times. She's subbed for Rio TV. What other classes have you subbed for?
Oh gosh, I mean, pretty much everyone. I've done a lot of time on Zambezi. Shout out to Zambezi. done some time on Nile. I've done some time on Rio Verde. So I'm all over the place. On Amazon, shout out to Miss N. I miss you.
So I know some people might get this confused. Isn't your mom an elementary school teacher?
She is, yeah. She
Okay.
teaches at West Creek.
Yeah, because I remember when we first heard that you were going to be a sub, we heard your name, and like half the kids in the class were like, "Oh, she's the person from the elementary school," and every single time we had to be corrected.
Yeah, pretty much every class that I've never met, I'll walk in and I'll say, "Hi, my name's Miss Carson. If you went to West Creek and you had Mrs. Carson as your math teacher, that's my mom." Or people will say, "Do you know Mrs. Carson? Is that your mom?" And I'll say, "Yeah." And they'll go, "Oh, she was my teacher." And I'll say, "Yeah, me too."
So is she the reason you got into teaching, or is there any other reason?
That's a great question, Gabe. It's a great question. Yes and no. When I was a kid, I definitely was like, I want to be a teacher. I want to be just like my mom. And then I went through my adolescent time and I was very rebellious. And I was like, well, I don't want to be just like my mom. I'm not going to be a teacher. No. Fully knowing that it was where I was supposed to be. And then I went to college and I still was like, I'm not going to do it. And then I started subbing kind of just as something to do. And then I was like, oh, wow, I really love this. Okay, I guess I'll do this forever. And my mom was just looking at me the whole time like, I know. So, yeah.
Quite the backstory. Wow.
I don't give short answers, you know that.
Yeah. I remember we did an interview segment with you. I think it was filmed in 7th grade and it was put up on RioTV early 8th grade this year. I don't know what production team worked on that interview. In my opinion, that's one of the best ones we've aired. Both because of the editing and everyone involved.
Oh, I think Bella edited that and it was amazing.
No, it was amazing.
And Ava was the spearhead. She spearheaded that project. She did a great job. I loved every second of it. That was so much fun. Well, hanging out with you guys is just like, it's like not even work. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Miss Carson, you should tell us about your time in Rio.
Like when I was a student?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, what do you want to know?
You got any fun stories?
Did you
any school drama? I know that exists.
Any memorable teachers at all, Ms. Carson?
Oh, well, just a few. Mr. Ippolito was my teacher when I was in 8th grade. He was my history teacher. Period 4 for both semesters, obviously, because you don't switch. But yeah, Mr. Ippolito was my history teacher. So we did this project at the end of the year. We had to make a playlist of our lives, and it was like you had to burn it onto a CD. I don't even know if you guys know what that is.
We know what a CD is.
Yeah, but have you ever burned a CD?
Never.
I know my editing software can, but I've never done it.
I taught my neighbors how to burn a CD.
Same.
So we did that. And I think like 5 of my songs were from the TV show Glee. That was a very big deal. And my parents still have it. They have it like in their car and they listen to it sometimes. And I was in drama production. So I don't really know if I don't remember RioTV. We watched it like on the TVs. It wasn't uploaded to YouTube or anything, but I was
a live show.
Maybe, I don't know. Mr. Ippolito might know more than I do. It was a long time ago. But I was in drama production. I was in 2 musicals. I was in Once Upon a Mattress, and I was in Thoroughly Modern Millie, and I was Thoroughly Modern Millie. So.
Oh.
What is Once Upon a Mattress?
That sounds fascinating.
It's a musical retelling of The Princess and the Pea. It's very cute.
Of course.
Cute. Okay. Yeah, so there was that. I was on Team Yukon as an 8th grader, and then Nile was a 7th grade team when I was there. So I was a 7th grader on Nile.
I can confirm you got the best 8th grade team, Team Yukon.
Mm-hmm.
Best
I
team.
would like to disagree. Uke bad.
Well, you're allowed to have your opinion, even if it's wrong. Team Yukon, best team.
All right,
Team
let's not get into team wars right now. Gabriel? I understand we have a couple of other topics of conversation that we wanted to explore for this episode of the podcast, and I think we probably have another maybe 8 or 9 minutes or so before our allotted. Usually we try to keep it to around 20 minutes. So Gabriel, what's another topic that we can discuss and maybe include some more of our podcast panelists here today?
Well, the only thing on the list that I can remember off the top of my head is Ava wanting to talk about apples for an entire podcast, but I think we're going to save that for next time because don't you have a whole slideshow planned for when we inevitably do that?
It is a short slideshow, but it is a
Dang it.
slideshow.
I would like to see that.
Yeah,
We should
Ava,
go-
We all are
And
looking
just
forward
gonna
to
be
it.
what I remember, but
Ava's
I was
hanging on to
hoping you would
that
go
for
deep into it.
Wednesday. For Wednesday. What other well, what other topics do we have on that list? I know that
look at
there's
the
a list.
Take a look at the list.
Here's the list. Hello.
okay. So if you'd like me to, so I'm gonna pick out a few of the ones that I think are good. We could do some would you rather questions. Just
No.
off the top of our heads. No? All right. We can talk about zodiac signs.
That is pretty random.
No.
Actually, you know what?
Or
Yeah,
have
let's
I
talk about
ever?
zodiac signs.
Zodiac
Let's talk
signs.
about
I'd
zodiac.
love to talk
I
about
dislike
zodiac
those. I dislike
You
zodiac
dislike-
I
signs.
have like a whole sheet for it. I got you.
I think
like-
zodiac signs.
I
are
don't know
stupid.
about them.
they don't mean anything, but they're fun.
Okay,
What's your
honestly,
zodiac kid?
Why would they be fun if they don't mean anything?
I don't remember what my zodiac sign is. I remember Googling it one time. The character I play the most in Smash Bros. Said more about me than my zodiac sign. I think it's the dumbest thing.
Okay, I have my
don't
list.
know what a zodiac sign is. What is
It's
zodiac
like
sign?
It's like the star sign based on your birthday.
Oh
So
no.
I'm
no,
a
like-
Scorpio.
no.
Yeah, like
Would
whatever
anyone
your
be
birthday
willing
is, then
No.
there's like a sign for you, and then it basically describes like your
Personality.
personality. Yeah.
except it's completely wrong half the time.
Well, it's right for me, I guess. Actually,
Gabe, I'm gonna find your zodiac sign for you.
All right, go
right
ahead.
now.
March 7th, 2006.
March 7th.
I
Oh,
got
you're
you.
probably a Air.
No,
You're a
he's
Pisces.
a Pisces.
Oh my
Hey,
gosh,
Gabe.
you're a Pisces?
Oh,
what does that
What?
mean?
Yeah, no, that's.
I don't really
You're
know.
a
I think I'm a
Pisces?
Scorpio.
Wait, what is May?
That's crazy. You're not a
May
Pisces.
what?
Gemini.
May 26th.
Pretty sure I'm a Scorpio.
Gemini.
Oh yeah. I think someone told me that once.
What's your zodiac,
is-
Tarzan?
Oh, I'm a Leo, and I'm
You're Leo.
definitely a Leo.
why do you people
Oh,
know
me
this?
too. I'm a Leo.
All right, Diego, what's yours?
Taurus.
Taurus? You're a Taurus. All right.
It
all right.
saddens me that you all
I
know
don't
this off the
think-
top of your head.
Well,
Yeah, I just searched
Oh,
it up
I
one
did
time
like
and I remember.
a whole 6th grade presentation about it for GATE. Okay,
that's
so
so
Yikes.
cool.
and I
I
have,
Does
like,
not
this
sound good.
do a whole
paper
presentation
filled
about
with
zodiac
information.
signs.
You still have it.
And it was
I'm
something.
calling it. That's what my
Good
Petra Pooch
share.
talk's gonna be.
No, don't.
Changing it
That's.
to zodiac signs.
How do you rant
What
about
apple you
zodiac
are
signs?
based on your zodiac sign.
It's like a BuzzFeed
All right,
quiz.
all right.
Okay.
Zodiac
Well,
signs?
Mr. Ippolito's zodiac sign is Aries, and one of the traits of an Aries is to take charge and get into control when necessary. So I'm going to go ahead and redirect our conversation.
Thank
One
you.
final thing. We got about 5 minutes left. One final question that I want to ask you is, with all of us, cooped up in our houses, in our homes for most of the time. What are you doing for self-care? What are you doing to take care of yourself, kind of emotionally, mentally, physically? What are you doing to take care of yourself during this time? Anybody
Give
else?
yourself a lot of stuff to do. That's
I'm
it.
definitely sleeping more than I used to. Probably getting like 2 more hours of sleep a night. And that's good, but it also just shows how much time I just have during the day now. And I don't know if it's always a good thing.
The sad thing is that I get less sleep.
Same. I get less sleep now.
Same, yeah.
There's
Sleep
less
like
motivation
6
for me
hours.
to go to sleep.
Stay up until 12 and then I wake up at 6.
The thing you got to do is you're now cooped up indoors. You got nowhere to go. But if you've got internet access, everything. There's all sorts of stuff you can do. So the easiest
Take
thing
your
to do,
Beat Saber.
yeah, just give yourself all sorts of stuff to do. Pick up a new game. Go join a community about something. Who cares what? Something you remotely care about. Like I'm in a writing community. I'm running a YouTube channel. I'm helping set up a separate Rio Norte Discord server. I've got all sorts of things that I'm doing. So the only time that I ever have to just relax is when I go to bed, which is the easiest way to keep yourself in check, I guess, while you're on your quarantine.
What
Yeah,
I've
it's
been doing is
important
I've been
to
walking my dog.
Doing
Nice.
is
Yeah.
for my fitness log. You guys better be doing that, by the way. Not just.
Oh yeah, I am. I'm taking daily walks.
I'm just walking around my house, just listening to music, and believe it or not, it actually takes a lot more time flows by a lot quicker than you would imagine. If you're just listening to your like favorite playlist or something, or this podcast even, and you're just walking around
yeah.
and then you just see time flow by and you're like, wow, like an hour went by? Dang, that's pretty impressive.
That's why you should listen to the River Hot Talk.
Absolutely.
Again,
yeah.
it's the opposite. I take walks outside, but then they feel like so long, but they're only like an hour, and I'm like,
Yeah.
oh.
Wait, somebody could be walking and listening to this right now.
I'm gonna
Shout
go
out to
walking
whoever's
later.
listening.
So.
It's unlikely.
My family and I, we have been taking regular family walks together around our neighborhood. And then just yesterday, I took the dog up for a walk out in the hills. We have here in Santa Clarita, we have hills everywhere.
We do.
I happen to have a lot of hills right behind me here in Canyon Country, and so we just go for a hike. Nobody's out there, nice and quiet. Now, if you're under 18, you might want to go with an older person, so it's not just you. But definitely explore all the hills and things. It's nice to explore nature as well. Get out there in the fresh air as best you can, while of course maintaining a good social distance also.
Yeah, for the first time ever, I just at like 10 in the morning, I just look outside the window and I see all these people walking outside. I've never seen so many people walking outside. Like all my neighbors I never met are just walking, and I go outside and then suddenly I've basically made new neighbors because I meet everybody. It's kind of crazy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's really important to have ritual and to have routine during these times when you feel uncertain, because otherwise it can get a little bit, for lack of a better word, isolating, right? And when you're kind of isolated, you tend to get a little bit lonely and a little bit more sad. So make sure that you guys, to everyone out there, Rio Norte, make sure that you're taking time to do something active, and to also make sure that you're not just spending all day doing nothing on the computer. I mean, nobody wants to hear that, but you need to
Gabriel.
you need to be doing
Okay.
It's feeling a little cold out here.
well, but just you want to make sure that you're doing something productive. So keep your mind active, right? Do a puzzle. That's what my sister and her husband have been doing. They've been doing puzzles. I've been going on walks with my mom. I've been baking. I made some scones. They were delish. Reading. I've been writing a lot, which is super cool. You should do your schoolwork. But keeping
that's a thing.
schedule is going to keep you from not going a little bit crazy.
Yeah.
Does looking at Amazon count as being productive?
Absolutely.
Yes.
I actually have a
Making
question.
beautiful slides.
I actually have a question. Does anybody here have any siblings? I know I have a sister. Okay, well, how has this been helping you guys? Is this making you guys become a little bit more, since you're basically stuck with your siblings all day? Is this kind of making you connect to them more and getting along better with them, or being cooped up in the same house as them, is that making it worse for both of you? I know for me it's a little bit of both.
For me, it's neutral because, my sister and I are always stuck inside the house, so it doesn't really change much.
Nothing's changed. I
What do
just
you
sit
think
in my room
about-
all day.
I mean, for the first time, I think in a very long time, me and my sister just went on a bike ride the other day together. I mean, whenever we go on bike rides, we just kind of go. I mean, we go as a group, but we don't go together. We just bike ride ourselves, if you kind of know what I mean.
Yeah.
So that was pretty cool. But then at the same time, arguments spring up very quickly, very easily. So
It'd be like that. Yeah.
For me, I recently re-downloaded Pokemon Go because I have nothing better to do with my life.
Okay.
And
I have the game, but I'm stuck at home.
You gotta friend me on Pokemon Go after this.
Yes, I'll friend you.
me.
Anyways, me and my brother, we used to play together, and since we're doing a lot of walks and stuff, we were just chatting and catching Pokemon together. So that was one thing we did. I guess
that's
it was
some bonding
more of
right
a
there.
bonding experience.
Normally, what I've been doing for this type of stuff, I've been sleeping with my cat. And funny thing about Redmond is that they have alpaca farms, so you can just walk up to a farm, and they have alpacas, cows, sheep, horses. Like if you walk down my street 2 blocks, there's an alpaca farm. You turn to the
Beautiful.
right, walk another block, there's a horse farm. That's basically all you do. You just walk past. When you drive by, you see horses, cows, sheep. So my mom just takes us on drives, and we see a ton of animals and nature. Since I live in a forest.
Diego, I'd like to request pictures of the alpacas, please.
Oh yeah.
Anytime.
Also, I
I
like
would
your
like
cat.
an alpaca, please.
Make it
Me too.
your profile picture.
Make it my profile.
Well, I don't have any siblings, but me and my PC have had some quality time these last few days.
I think you and your PC always have quality time.
Yeah.
So we're reaching the time limit of the podcast, but before it ends, I want to say that we're working on something. We are planning on opening this up to kids outside of RioTV. So if you're interested in that, if you think maybe at some point you want to be on the podcast, email. I'm not going to say the email now. I'm just going to put it in the description of this podcast, but check the description and email the email address down there. That'll go straight to my school email, and I'll make a list of everybody who says that they're interested. And at some point, we will announce on the podcast what our official plan regarding that is. So if you want to be on the Riverhawk Talk, just email me, and I'll see about getting that done. But I think we have reached the end of the podcast. So any final words from anyone, or should we just end it?
I think it's good to end.
I
Well,
think final words would be nice, though.
Oh, okay.
They would be.
Thank you for
Final
having me.
words.
Pretty nice.
Those are my
Have
final
fun. Go outside. It's not raining right now, so
We have a couple of guests, so we don't know if they're going to be on a future show anytime soon. So I would offer to Diego or to Miss Carson if they have any final words.
Well,
Diego, you go. You're the.
thank you. I appreciate it, Miss Carson. Really, all I have to say is thank you for having me. And if I'm on another podcast, I'll be happy to be on it. That's it for me.
I miss you guys. I miss seeing you in person. This is, kind of not as. I mean, it's nice to see you, but it's different. I hope you guys are taking care of yourselves. I hope you guys are staying healthy, mentally and physically. And yeah, I kind of wish I could watch baseball right now. But I get it.
Does eating chips count as healthy?
All right,
Why
thanks for
not?
coming. All right.
My final words, Gabe, my final words would just be find the time to get outside, get some fresh air, go check the mail, go, take your dog for a walk down the street, like go with your family, get some fresh air, get outside, get some sunshine while we have it. I don't see any direct sun right now looking outside, but it will do you good physically and emotionally as well to get outside.
where I am, there's sun right now. So
Where I
There's
am.
not sun.
All right. Well, thank you everyone for showing up. Thank you, Miss Carson and Diego. In the event you're not back, it'd be nice to have you back. But if you're not, thanks for showing up. And this has been the Riverhawk Talk, episode 3. Have a good day.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye, people.